In this video, I'm going to talk about and explain what makes a tonic herb superior and different and distinguished from other classes of herbs and other classes of foods. So tonic herbalism is based on the concept of three treasures, which is basically the three foundational energies, the three deepest energies, the three most basic energies that make up our whole body, our overall being of what we express in this physical reality. So these are the deepest, most fundamental and foundational energies in our body. So the first reason that makes the tonic herbs, the first thing that makes the tonic herbs so deeply empowering, deeply nutritious, deeply restorative is that to be a tonic, they have to nourish one of these three treasures. And the most interesting herbs, in my opinion, are the Jing herbs, which nourish this deep foundational energy. Now, for a more in-depth explanation and exploration of the concept of Jing, of this overall energy, what it means, how it works with the body, check out the 3 videos I've done in the past week on the subject. So that's the first thing that makes these herbs so special, is that there are some things, say like food, for example, lettuce, vegetables, all these things are very nutritious and they feed our body, they give us vitamins, they give us minerals, they give us calories, but they don't necessarily go deep and rebuild the deep foundational energy in the body. They don't modulate our immune system, they don't balance our endocrine system, our immune system, our nervous system, our neurological functions. They don't balance our neurochemistry. They don't help us to achieve higher spiritual goals, higher emotional, creative goals, higher intellectual goals. They don't really facilitate these higher and more profound, more pronounced things that really help us, have a really rewarding, a really rich life experience. They're just kind of mid-grade things that we need to keep our body going. So by taking tonic herbs, by taking things that are this deeply profound, deeply rejuvenating things, you're really saying that your health is really going to go to the next level, that wherever you're at, you're ready for the next level. You're saying that you're worth investing the time, the energy, the money to take these things, that you're worth being a part of a lineage that goes back thousands of years of people that were, kings, queens, noblemen, the highest of the high, the most elite in society. You're saying you're ready to join those ranks, and you're basically getting ahead of the curve, getting ahead of the evolutionary curve that's happening right now. Humanity as a species, as a culture, whatever, it's kind of on a bell curve. So by taking the tonic herbs, you're really jumping ahead and getting at a higher point of the curve, speeding up your own personal evolution, spiritual evolution, emotional, intellectual, creative evolution. So that's the first components that make tonic herbs so profound and so important and so foundational for anyone, regardless of their dietary approach, exercise approach, philosophical, religious, ideological approach. So the next thing that makes these herbs, these substances, these plants so profound and so important is they have an innate intelligence. They have an innate intelligence that allows them to go into your body and find out what's going on and find out where the homeostasis is to be able to take it to the next level. Whereas there are many herbs, many foods that you take them and they don't go in and say, is this situation already balanced? Or do I need to, modulate this? Do I need to calm this? Do I need to enhance this? They don't ask any of those questions. They just go in and say, hey, this is how it's going to be, and this is, how it is. Just like if someone walked in your house and were like, hey, you get up, go do this, go do that, and this is how it is now, you'd kind of react in shock and kind of jump back, and you wouldn't really like it. But if they had more of an open dialogue and, took into consideration your surroundings, your personality, all the things you liked, and adapted to that, you'd have a much better energetic response, much more accepting and much more welcoming a response to that person. So it's a very similar thing when we take adaptogens. They go in and see what's imbalanced, what's deficient, what's excessive, adapt to that, calm it down, restore homeostasis. So this deep innate intelligence is what separates tonic herbs from all the other herbs, from all the other foods. And actually in Ayurveda, they actually had a word and a concept for this, which I'll probably butcher terribly because my Ayurvedic or Indian or Hindi pronunciation, Sanskrit pronunciation is lacking a little bit. So the word is prabhava, or prabhava, however you want to say it. And it basically means, I'm looking up right now in this book so I can be very fresh with what I'm saying, but to spell the word, it's Prabhava. And it's basically this very spiritual, very like special thing that gives the plant its innate intelligence. Now, back in the day, they didn't really understand, about, adaptogens. They didn't say, okay, well, this herb's adaptogenic, this herb is not adaptogenic. They didn't really have that framework. They didn't know the ginsenosides or the astragalosides or eleutherosides. They didn't have the chemical or purely materialistic point of view to say, oh, it's this chemical that's giving it the ability to interact with these cells and modulate this system. No, they said this plant has a deep innate intelligence, a special, almost kind of occult property that allows it to modulate and interact with our being on a psychophysiological level. It allows it to get into our body and react directly and interact directly with what's happening in our body in an intelligent, almost kind of magical or occult way. And really, Chinese medicine talks about it a little bit, but they didn't really have a word for this that I'm aware of. So the Ayurvedic system has this word, prabhava, which is Prabhava, which is like this special property that plants have. And just as a little anecdote, the Sanskrit word for plant basically means vehicle for transformation. So they knew that by taking in plants, by taking in these substances, it's a vehicle that's going to transform our mind, our body, and our spirit and work on our whole being through this special property. So that's what makes tonic herbs superior. That's what makes tonic herbs like the cream of the crop, the top of the food chain as far as whole herb systems, as herbology, as dietary approaches, all of these things. It's something that can be an excellent adjunct to any approach that can just help you take your health to the next level, take your mental, emotional faculties to the next level, and just do whatever it is that you're trying and you're wanting and you're desiring and you're working to do.